If I wanted to make $10,000 a month as a new real estate investor, here's the exact approach I would take. What I'm about to show you are real life examples of the approach and deals I did when I first started investing. These deals were the foundation and the beginning of my path to generating $10,000 per month. This foundation has now led me to build a $7 million portfolio in less than 10 years. Now, I don't want you thinking you have to find deals exactly like this with the exact same numbers, because you won't be able to. Every deal is structured differently. Your exact financial position will determine the types of rates and loans you can get. However, I want you to focus on the principles and underlying reasons these deals enabled me to make $10,000 per month. Once you learn these principles, you'll be able to apply them to your situation and be on your path to earning a substantial monthly passive income. And the best part is, I think you'll be surprised how simple the principles in real estate really are. The first strategy I did followed the BRRRR model. I purchased a house with 3 bedrooms, 1 washroom, and a kitchen, and a family room near a college for $344,000. The location was strategic, close to the college. This is a key factor, and I'm going to explain this why in a minute. This house was move-in ready and already nicely renovated on the top floor, and the magic with this house was that it had a large unfinished basement, perfect for what I envisioned, creating a duplex to maximize the rental income. Let's get into the numbers. The purchase price was $344,000. With a 20% down payment, that's $68,800 out of my pocket. Add $50,000 for renovations, and my total initial investment was $120,000. My mortgage was $275,000, and the monthly payment was $1,400. $800 going towards interest and $600 towards the principal. After renovations, the property's total revenue was $3,700 per month. Subtract the $1,400 mortgage, and I'm left with a monthly cash flow of $2,300. But that's not all. Each month, $600 of the mortgage payment is building in principal. So effectively, my monthly profit was $2,900. Now, the aftermarket value of the house was appraised at $650K. This boosted my equity to $306,000. Now I have a choice. I can go to my bank and work out a deal to pull this equity out. This is called refinancing. Generally, with the banks I use, I can take out 80% of the equity, which in this case would be $244,000, which gives my initial money back in my pocket and another $100,000 tax-free. I now have enough to do 2 more houses like this. Now let's think about our options here. If you pull the money out of the house, the new mortgage payments would be higher because now the mortgage amount is higher, so the cash flow is lowered. But you're still making $3,700 in revenue per month. If you do this 2 more times, you will have $11,000 per month in revenue coming in. Now you can hold forever, pay off the mortgages with the rent coming in, and one day you'll have $11,000 in pure profit per month. Or you can keep going, buying more places. If you can do this 6 times, you could then sell 3 of them and pay off the original 3 houses, and you'll have $11,000 per month in pure profit. Either way, you will have more than $10,000 per month in pure profit with this strategy. But I have a disclaimer for you. This system, this approach, isn't some magic pill. You will need to put the time in. You will need patience. You will need to get out there and network with the right people to get it done. You will need to save aggressively to get that first house. And when issues arise, which they will, you will need to learn to handle them objectively and calmly. You need to keep your eye on the prize and focus on the big picture. Real estate is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but is one of the most powerful investment vehicles all of us have access to. And when done right, you can build massive amounts of monthly passive income and change your life completely. Another thing is, don't overthink and try to time the market. There's just so much noise in the world, and the easy thing to do is turn to fear and talk yourself out of taking any action. Like I said, real estate is a long-term game. It doesn't matter if you buy a place today with interest rates a bit higher, or buying a place when the bottom hasn't happened. If I waited for the bottom, I would have never bought my first place and wouldn't have a portfolio worth over $7 million today. In real estate, the key is finding places in growth areas that appreciate over time. There are areas that will double their value in the next 7 years. So buying a place today at $400,000 or $450K doesn't really matter when that place will be worth close to $1 million in 7 years. And for interest rates, who cares if you buy today at 7%? If the numbers work and you can find a place where you can add value and the cash flow supports the house in today's market, you will see the value of that house skyrocket when interest rates go down. The other thing is you can always refinance when interest rates go down and improve your cash flow. You are never locked in and can always adapt as the situation changes. But the key is to not let your own fear stop you from taking action. Now, if you want to get into real estate without having to do renovations, then I would focus on multifamily and student rentals. For example, for student rentals, you can rent out each room and generally make more than renting out the same house to a single family. I have done many different student rentals, and the best layout I find is a place with 7 bedrooms, 2 kitchens, and 2 to 3 washrooms. With this style house, you can rent each room for $550 to almost $750 per room, and in some markets even more. When done properly, a 7-bedroom house can generate more than $4,200 per month in rent. Once you own a property like this in a good area, your job will be to keep it rented, maintained, and as the house appreciates, figure out ways to pull the equity out to buy more or just keep holding and pay off the mortgages just like the example before. Now let's switch gears. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, how do I even get to the point of buying my first house? And how do I scale if I have the money? And how do I find these deals? First things first, to get into real estate, you will need a solid credit score, work history, and a down payment. Credit is super important because if you don't have a good credit score, you won't be able to qualify for a loan, or you'll be getting a loan with a much higher interest rate, which will just kill your profitability. The easiest way to keep your credit score improving is by having multiple credit cards that you pay off consistently. And in general, lenders want to see 2 years minimum of work history. And having some down payment is also necessary. Nobody will give you a loan if you have a 0 down payment. The thing is, you just have to be more intentional about collecting that down deposit, especially in today's market. But I'm telling you, the deals are there. There is money to be made. You need to get creative on your savings plan. Get aggressive. Here's how you can strategically save for that crucial investment. Budget wisely. Start by assessing your current expenses and identifying areas where you can cut back. Use budgeting apps to track your spending and set savings goals. Utilize a high-yield savings account. Put your savings into a high-yield savings account or a money market account where money can grow more significantly than in a standard savings account. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers from your checkings to your savings account right after payday. It's easier to save what you don't see. Side hustles. Consider taking on additional work or starting a side hustle. Any extra income dedicated solely to your down payment can speed up your savings timeline significantly. And reduce high interest debt. Paying down high interest debt, especially on credit cards, can free up more money for saving and improve your credit score, making you a more attractive candidate for mortgages. You also need to have a mindset of continuous learning. I am not a big reader, and I truly believe the only way to learn is by doing, but I have to say, books like the book on rental property investing or Rich Dad Poor Dad helped me understand the game and put me in the right mindset on how to think about real estate as investments. Networking is a cornerstone of real estate investing. Attend local real estate meetups and connect with experienced investors and local experts. For many of the strategies to work, you will need a solid team. You need a real estate agent, a mortgage broker, a strong team of contractors, lawyers, and accountants. A strong network can provide you with insider knowledge, partnership opportunities, and support when challenges arise. These people will help you save big on taxes, help reduce risk, and protect your investment. Click this video for a deep dive on how I built my own network and made over $250,000 in less than 6 months.